Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to video, whatever number we're up to at the moment. This one here I am going to use as a video, obviously, but this is me also using it as a bit of a brainstorm for a concept that I was doing a little bit of writing on the other day. So if you are listening, please, I'm saying this if you are listening, you wouldn't be hearing me say that if you weren't listening. Anyway, bear with me during this video because this is going to be some free passage, like freedom of thought, I guess, as I try and articulate this concept. And Dave, I'm going to wait for you to message me because I know you're going to watch this one. I want to have a chat to you about this concept as well. I was going to send you a text message about it this morning, but then forgot to, and I was going to send you a voice message, and then I figured I'd just do this here because this might be a better way of me trying to articulate it. Could be a worse way, but anyway, we'll figure it out. But when you watch this video, shoot me a message. Keen to hear your thoughts on this, and that goes for everybody as well. Feel free to pop a comment down below or slide into my DMs, whatever it might be. But this idea comes from, basically it stems from all of the words of these light workers, or there's people living in this esoteric world, or whoever it might be. But a lot of people in that space, in that realm, are talking about a shift from 3D reality into a 5D reality, and it's a bit of an uncomfortable transition, and we apparently are going through that right now. Believe what you like. I don't really know. I've apparently I've had some wild experiences where I have had apparently what was a seventh dimensional being or entity actively try to communicate with me, and that was a fucking surreal experience. And seventh dimensional entities, for those who aren't in the know, or don't have any of their beliefs or anything like that, but apparently people like Jesus Christ, or Mother Teresa, apparently were operating in a seventh dimensional realm. But again, believe what you will, completely up to you. But my thought passage was around the shift from a 3D into a 5D, and how there are going to be a lot of people who are going to be stuck in that three-dimensional realm, and when the 5D reality hits, they're going to be in this shitty position. My thoughts on that then stemmed into our chakras, and how we have 7 chakras within our body, and then there's an 8th chakra which goes up into the ethereal realm and whatever else, and then you can delve deeper into that, and apparently there's 13 chakras. You have 177 energy meridians across your body, but the 7 chakras are your main centers of your body, something like that. Numbers just get too many in my head, but my thought process basically went from the first 3 chakras, your root, your sacral, and your solar plexus. Not necessarily in that order, but your root chakra is is on your tailbone basically, and that is the most primitive form of your chakra. Like, that is the most primal part of your existence, and is where most of your your survival essentially comes from. Then there's sacral, and the other one was, God, it's been a long morning. But anyway, so my thought process was for those entities who are stuck in a 3D reality, are stuck within those bottom 3 chakras, and therefore they are not able to transition. And your 4th chakra is the heart chakra, my favorite one, and it's green, my favorite color, always has been, and green was my favorite color before I knew the heart chakra was green. So, but is there a correlation between the two, or am I just doing what I normally do and just connect dots that don't need to be connected? Like, I'm doing a connected dot drawing, and then I just forget the steps of that connected dot, and I just go from here to there, and then just make a picture that doesn't actually really form anything. But it is an interesting thought process regardless of whether it is true or not. And if we are stuck in, as a civilization, as the general population, if they're stuck in those bottom 3 chakras, then they're acting in very, very primitive and low conscious vibrations and frequencies, and they're then living in essentially what is a state of survival. They're living in a very much in this physical realm and in the physical world, and this is going back to another video. A lot of people are stuck in that, which is just putting them once again into that state of survival. So if we are going to move from our 3D reality into a 5D reality, then we go from those chakras up into then your heart chakra, which is your 4th, and then it goes into your throat chakra, then your 3rd eye, then your crown. Again, I'm probably butchering all that, so please bear with me. Still learning about how everything and spotlight awareness and intelligence, floodlight I should say for me, remember, again going back to another video. But is that where a lot of people are getting stuck when they're moving from, where they're stuck in that 3D reality and then preventing them from getting into that 5D reality? Are they stuck in those lower chakras and lower states of survival, lower states of frequency and vibration and consciousness? And then how do we help move them from those lower states of consciousness into a higher state of consciousness and into that 5D reality? How do we get them past the heart chakra into the higher states? And now I did a bunch of writing on this, and I'm just like, and I was trying to think and analyze the whole situation. And does the heart chakra act as a gateway from those planes? Like, I was thinking, I'm like, okay, so cool, so how do we get people to move into the crown or the 3rd eye? And then I'm just like, this is going to be very challenging because, we're going from such a low state into a very high state. And, if you go from not running at all, so being able to maybe run 2 to 3 kilometers, and then you go and try and attempt to do a marathon, then that is going to fucking destroy your body. And, going to an ultra marathon, you physically will not be able to do it. So am I aiming too high by trying to get people to move into those sorts of states? Am I trying to push the limits too far where it's not going to be possible for the average, not necessarily the average person, but I'm going to say the average belief system, because that's where we have our limiting beliefs, and that's where we run into a lot of problems, is simply because of the beliefs. So are we aiming too high And do we need to aim for the gateway then? Do I need to aim for the gatekeeper, which is the heart chakra? And if we can get people into the heart chakra, start living in a state of love and compassion, then we are elevating their consciousness, and then we are opening up their awareness into these higher states of existence, of awareness, and all of that. And then once we move them into that, then do they start opening up and expanding their awareness into the other higher realms of consciousness, of reality, of frequency, of vibration, of everything along those lines. And then once we do that, that then opens them up to that the ability to tap into the higher states of frequency, and then move into that 5-dimensional reality that is apparently coming. And then once we go from there, do we go into the 6th and 7th dimension, and then even beyond that? And once we do that, where does it take us? Because that's moving us out of our physical bodies. And how do we then move people into that heart center, into the heart realm, into that love and compassion, and out of simply a state of survival? Is it just through love and compassion? Is that simply the way that we do it? Is it done by just being love, showing love, being of service to others? Is it through meditation and some form of spiritual work, in the sense of maybe just breathing exercises into that heart center, making people more aware of that part of themselves? Helping people heal is going to be, I believe, would actually be a big part of it, because that is going to be a necessity for people. They need to heal those lower energy centers so that they can move out of it, because that is going to grip and anchor them down into those points. Because if you try to get up into that higher state, then you're just going to be pulled back. Like you'll be fixed there with a bungee cord. So you might move into there, but then you'll be pulled back. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, that is my thought process for this morning. And again, apologize for the scatteredness of that thought. But yeah, I just wanted to get it out there and try and articulate it verbally as I process this idea, this concept. And I do believe that I am maybe onto something, because there is just this weird correlation between it all. And I believe that this is potentially the next stage of my process, my journey, is to help people move into that heart center. And then that is only a small step. It's not a big scary step from going from the root chakra up to your crown, because that would potentially destroy a lot of people if we just moved from that state, from the bottom state into the higher state, potentially. But if we aim for the middle way, there we go, the middle way. We're going to tie back to Buddhism. Aim for the middle way and allow people to feel their heart, and the heart again acts as that gateway. It acts as the gatekeeper, because it won't allow us to go from very primal states of existence into this higher form of consciousness, because that's where I guess maybe ultimate destruction can come from. And you are going to different waves of frequency. This is science. Different waves of frequency oscillating at different vibrations. If they meet, then it actually can counteract and destroy each other. So if we can then change those states of frequency to then be more aligned, then they can actually work together rather than work against each other. Maybe it is through the middle way. Maybe I need to start reading some Dogen and start learning about some Zen Buddhism. Shit, giving myself more work. Anyway, cool. My thought processes. Keen to hear your thoughts. Dave, hit me up, mate. Whether you give me a call, whether you shoot me a message, whatever it might need to be. This one is specifically going to you, and then everybody else just gets to reap the benefits for it. So, thank you for allowing me to exercise my thought process and patterns. Very keen. Thank you to me for having the ability to do this as well. So, anyway, I have been pulled up at work. I need to get in there. This has been going on for long enough, so I'm going to get into it and leave it at that. But anyway, thank you for tuning in. Very much appreciated, and I will catch you in the next video. As always, much love and namaste.